seminar so far away, and I know that our growing season here is not as heavy as it is there, but I think we got some good stuff back here, and we need somebody to come here and show us how to get a lot of it off down there.
I saw a couple of fellas out there. I say well, I out there this morning. I was catching it. You learn quick.
Well, see, I know that we have a this time now is pretty much a they should be coming in filling the lake.
Yeah.
All right, and we have people that drift back and forth, dragging a crawler, a leech.
Well, this is fine if you work.
But that's the point. They're drifting back and forward, and I'm not seeing many of them setting the hook. And some get a few, but I know that it should be a lot more.
Island wire, and but it wasn't very deep. Yeah, but they were really fine. I got the blue swap. They're deep fishing.
That it is
very
best. Best for fighting.
So
every bass tournament guy will tell you.
Okay, I was
right and I'll try to mark that spot on the wall.
Alewife just left. Alewife just left. Walleyes, we can turn on it.
That guy behind you want to get one too.
This is to make that authentic.
Yeah.
Anybody can put tape on there and say Buck gave her this, Our spoon plug, baby.
Now, you see, you ought to be dying of jealousy, boy.
Yeah, you can't kiss them.
I got to show you that. Look, that's what we just did.
Yeah.
You ought to see the fish she's got down the live well.
That was up to the live well.
Buck,
Did she get these?
Yeah, a while ago.
Yeah.
you just got those a little while ago?
Yeah.
Down the boat live well.
That's the way to go.
If a woman can do it, you can do it. They're right, Bob.
She caught 4 or 5 yesterday, but this small one.
Thank you so
Give
much.
up on Illinois and nailed him, huh?
You want a lesson?
Buck and Eefy taught him and hold him up with Buck. With Buck. Like to have the two guys spot him with Buck in the center.
Where's Jack? Where's Jack? Oh, they did everything else this morning.
Hey, nice stringer. All right.
Get
Buck in the middle there.
Yeah, get behind the Buck so we can see you right in between the two.
Don't fall in, Buck.
You're responsible for those, Buck.
Get him up, Don. Pick him up, you guys. Come on. I can't see Jack's face. Well, you don't need to. That's ugly anyway. That one buzz. Are they hanging? They're not hanging very good, but I guess they're all right. Pick them up, Jack. Shoot, this tree. Hey, either you get it done or forget it.
He stooped down.
Hurry up.
Okay, don't get him too high. Get him about just up to the chest high, because a couple of them are blocking Buck's face on that. Yeah, look,
Buck, get your face up here.
You want me to lick out my tongue after they fish?
I can't tell. You want me to shoot another one, Jack? Yeah, I don't care.
Oh,
Get
that's
it
good.
done.
That's good.
You got it done?
Got it done.
I got some.
Listen, shoot one. They don't have to. And then
Where you from?
Grand Rapids.
Done?
Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Well, no, they're not put them back yet. I'll let them rest their arms just a little bit. Yeah, no, I need a snapshot of
those
them.
two little kids, they caught.
I saw that, the little one. And I need a snapshot. So where's the snapshot camera?
I think they would like
I used Buck's camera already.
Okay, where is it? Okay, I need it up there for the little kid. On Stevens for Grand Rapids, right?
Look at
guess.
those.
And spoon plug it.
Right.
Getting tired?
Muskegon.
Caught on 200 spoon plug.
200. Good grief, those are nice fish. I'm gonna have to back up. I can't get them all or something. Yeah, there you go. Those are nice. Nice.
These two kids aren't
Nice job, guys. Really nice.
Taking those kids' pictures.
All right, guys, that's enough pictures.
Oh, God. That's indoctrinating, right? When you catch
How'd you catch him, guys?
where you go.
Tell us how you caught him.
Gotta hold those up.
Yeah.
Rob, you can do it, buddy.
There you go, that's it.
Hey.
Push it up there. Whoop.
Tap them a little bit, Buck.
You want me to help him?
Yeah, just a little bit. They've been holding them a long time.
I'm still not getting the tail. Up a little higher. Little higher. Little higher. Okay.
How'd you catch him, Mike?
250s and
Wait a
wire.
minute, let me get
250 in wire.
See if hey, Buck.
Good, good.
See if that.
That's great.
One more.
Here, you want to rest it for a little bit? Jeff? Couple of them. I told you that one spot. Every time we went across that spot, I could have stopped and cast. But that wasn't.
Bucks, stay right there with it. Bucks, I'll get one with them, but I want you in there with them.
You know what, guys?
Get right behind it, right by the fish, Buck, right by the fish.
Get the camera over closer to this side of the fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's what you and Billy got today?
That's what Dan and Billy got.
Hey, nice fish. Tell me how you got them. What depth? What depth and how'd you do it?
Running a 200
200?
with wire, about 12 feet.
About 12 feet. I think that's been the pattern. Those are nice fish. That's going to be our dinner tonight, huh?
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay, thanks.
You know, if they cleaned everything, they probably could have a fish fry, but somebody said there's a cooker around.
Yeah, there is. Check with Tom Smith.
Shot of my fish. It's still probably in the live well.
We're at 6 o'clock Sunday morning.
Well, I won't be up.
You won't be-
No, I don't get up early. I figure if I can get on the lake by 10, I may miss the morning movement, but if the weather doesn't change on my
Get the
head,
afternoon.
and I don't get so tired.
Okay, then once I get through with this initial stuff and I get to reading, as the questions develop, I'll contact you.
That's fine.
And then
Both of them.
Both of them. You got some fish cooking. Is that an oil cooker? Looks awful good. 10W30, okay. Hey, that fish looks delicious.
Fry 'em. Good.
Okay, let's see that fish there, Bob. Oh, nice. How long does he go?
about 35.
Turn him sideways. Let's see the side of him. Yeah, like that. All right. Close to 10 pounds?
I think so.
Sure looks like it. What'd you catch him on?
Spoonplugging wire.
How deep?
14 feet.
14 feet.
Yeah.
Were you moving right along?
It actually slowed down.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was going a little faster and slowed down. And as typical, it feels like you've got a snag.
Yeah, right, right. Nice fish. Okay. Way to go.
Yeah. I think this is, I'd guess about 10.
That's about 10. Would you say that's?
No, I haven't weighed it.
What do you think it'd be, Terry?
I bet he's solid 10. Look how wide
He's
he is.
all of 10, yeah.
Show him that back. Put him on a scale.
You say Billy Withy got a 13 pounder?
Yeah.
And Don, I think,
have that on video.
Don and Jim, I couldn't get to it. Don and Jim got 11 and 10 and 11 pounders, I think, this morning.
Come over here and I'll get you the
Okay.
camera for me.
But it was put on there because the water comes up, hits right here, hits that thing and it bounces it out.
I think our boat's got that too, but I know they're not. They can't be built the same because
They're not. It's a different hull. They look the same, but it's a completely different pole. But if you look at the sides, you'll see that
Yeah,
there's
but
a 5
if
degree.
you go to the back and look at it.
Yeah, it's a 5-degree slant.
The troller's got a little taper, but it must not be the same kind of deal.
Probably. What's called there? And it's got a negative thing at one point in there. It actually turns up and turns in. So if you look, it's when that's 5 degrees all the way up to the front.
It's got a flare to it.
Yeah.
A little bit of flare. Okay.
You can see the went in and built all new molds for the hull. If you look, the hull is entirely different from that on the Troller. This boat right here, at 1/2 of a mile an hour, lifts up about 4 inches in the front. And no matter how much gas you get from there on, it never lifts any higher. It comes up about 4 inches like this, and then it's on plane. So at 1/2 mile an hour, you're on plane. So in Florida, before when we were in the troller boats, and we had to get up to 8, 9, 10, sometimes 12 miles an hour to make the bass take. Well, with the troller boat, we would get up, and it would start squirreling, I guess would be the word. You'd get up, and you were doing this all day long. With this thing right here, there's no difference between 6 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour, 14 miles an hour, and 18 miles an hour, because once you get to 1/2 mile an hour, hey, how are y'all doing? Fine.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm listening on this.
But what it boils down to is it doesn't squirrel. It just gets up, and you just go faster on the same level. The boat's like it's here, and all it does is rock up. And once it rocks up, it's on plane, and then it's just, no matter what, it's on plane. That's the reason why an 8 horsepower engine will plane the boat, because it's always on plane. It's always on plane. Jill, knock on the door.
What are you gonna do? You gonna try to run him down? You gonna ride it?
I'll walk down there. I'm leaving tonight. I was going to turn my card in. They said they were out till lunch till 4:30. That's a long lunch, huh? I see he's back.
You're leaving tonight?
Yeah. No. We're staying for dinner. I don't know.
Oh, I see he's coming.
I got you.
I was gonna go get you.
Okay.
I'd use wire, and I'd get down there. I'd try to get below the outside of this brake line, and then I'd try to get up on the brake line, top of it.
Okay.
That's the reason I say always follow the brake line where you clean inside and outside. Don't ever make abrupt changes. Keep it straight and swing slowly in on it. Slowly out on it. Then you're checking both sides.
Both sides of it.
Slowly.
What
And
different?
I saw some of the boys did.
Oh,
And then
turning
try to
too
get back,
much.
Getting back. No. Don't do that. Keep that path straight. And just slowly. If you get off, then slowly come back. Slowly come back. You won't get as far as my fire. Slowly.
Even on a
And if there is a bass any along that brake line, any movement along that, you'll find them that way.
And what different depths would you fish?
Well, I'd
that
go
particular?
all the way down. Since I'm out here, the bottom would be my guide. I would try to get down pretty close to. Well, I'd start down to the bottom.
About 60 feet or so, I think it bottoms out there.
Well, that's out in here. See?
Yeah.
No, I'd work the brake line. I'd work it down, and I'd find out where the base is. It looked like the base is somewhere around 31, 33. Probably the same way in here, 33. So I'd work down to that base brake line at 33.
well, when you're on a steep break where, like I'll run up into weeds and then
It's a lot of the stuff that I saw was a shallow brake line, a shallow drop off.
right,
Break down.
shallow drop.
That's very difficult. First place is that the drop off is too shallow for much migration of good fish. So that means most likely you could go along the drop off, maybe with one lure, but the bottom brake line of that drop is your marker. That's the one where they'll be. All over the country. In our reservoirs, they say the TV changed 2 2,000 miles long. Most all of them at the bottom break line where they're taking all the fish. Comes up here and it breaks too shallow. You say, if I'm working a reservoir, and I say, how you going to work this lake out? Where would you start? I start down. Then I'm looking for structure to see what makes this lake tick. They'll ask me, well, how far up the lake do you go? Well, I'll work up the lake trying to work this reservoir out till I get to 30, 35 feet in the channel. Then it's that time I'm looking at the weather, I'm looking at the water, color, I'm analyzing about the fish, and with the situation I said, well, I got to move farther upstream. So where do you stop this time? How far up do you go? I'll move up until I get 10 feet on the drop off. Now that's the last break line. When I get there, and I haven't worked out the lake, I don't go beyond that point unless I got a current. And then I'll start over. And that's the way pretty soon I got that thing on. Because this gave a chance. Watercolor will change on you when you do it as you move up. If I find a feeder stream or a big arm on this reservoir, and I check the depth, and it's deeper in that channel in that feeder arm coming in, then I'll just build me a dam across it and say this is a lake within itself. And the whole structure situation has changed. You may have a flatlander out here with a channel, get back in that feeder stream, you got 30, 35 feet in the channel, and you got yourself a lower reservoir. So in those things, after a while, you can drive around that lake and just recognize what it is, where you're going to fish before you put it along the boat. It'll teach you a lot, that reservoir will. A natural lake is pretty well cut and dried, but good old reservoir, boy, it'll teach you something. 33.
Down 33.
Yeah.
I think the problem I have is I'm relying on my depth sounder too much, and when that depth sounder says I'm going too shallow, then I want to turn instead of waiting for my lure to tell me.
Too abrupt. That's what I saw guys here, but that's what I ran into with Mitch. He's too abrupt, and his lure was hardly ever in position. And I'm trying to teach you, you don't have to do that abruptness. Try to keep that sun done straight. If you got, let's say you got, these are fingers, and these are little bays crooked in the weed line or in the shoreline, just go across here, straight, keep it straight, chew. You don't try to come back in here, because what you're trying to do is establish whether there's any fish up against the weed line. In other words, whether any is migrating up against the weed line, and when they become active, if they're downstairs, they're going up to the weed line, and that's where you're going to stop, most all of them. Now, if they're tall weed line and the fish are back in the weeds, sanctuary's back under the weeds, they're going to move to the outside when they become active. So all you do is hit here, see whether the rascals are there. And if you hit several of these out here on the tip with a straight bass, and you hit several, then you go back and cast the base. Because you really can't maneuver the boat back here. So don't mess back in there anyway. If it's any back in here, don't worry, it'll be some of the tips. And just a straight trolling back. Where Mitch was had a little trouble was a bar, tall weed line on a bar. And here again, I told him, you're trying to maneuver contours. It won't work. You got to keep your compasses straight. Here's a tall weed line, a bar, tall weed line. Okay, you come right across the end, check it.
You drop a marker first?
Well, yeah, you can throw a marker right up at the end of the weeds, so it doesn't follow in the weeds or the tall weed
so
line.
You know.
Just something to keep you reference. I'll throw one.
Okay.
Okay, throw one here. Make the pass straight. Bing. Because if it's good movement, there'll be some right there. From the bar. You're not on the bar yet. We haven't worked that bar, but we're going to work it in just a few minutes. If it'll blow here. And make it boom.
About halfway down the weeds?
Just right down to the base.
At the base
First
of the weeds.
pass, you could take, say, and hit halfway down.
Okay.
Just Just make it fast. You don't have to stack, because they're active. Just come on here maybe with a 250 or something like that. Now,
just to check a little shallow.
Or even a short line 200. You could use a 500 if you want to, but go down about 6-8 feet.
That's it's good.
Check it. Then go to the base.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you why. When the fish move up to hit the base first, the bottom break line. So I'll make this next pass, say that put on my big lure and I'll hit bing at the bottom. Keep it straight. Now let's say that the fish have moved up on the bar, or they're halfway up on the bar, or they've come up and hit the end and migrated down the side. Straight pass is the only way you can do it. Bing, get in the bar, bing right down that base break line. Swing around. I'm going to hit this bar again. I'm working down here. I come right down the side right there. I swing around and I'm going off. I'm going to get her walking if I can, and I'm going to walk right down that bar. Now I'll swing around, come right down my base here, and we'll get her walking here and walk right down that bar. Well, you got 5 passes. You don't catch your fish, go somewhere else. But don't try this maneuver and trying to follow that. Keep your passes straight. If you don't keep them past straight when you get deep, you'll never know the shape of this bottom out here. If you try to find contours out here, you'll never know what's out there. But by making the passes straight, and so here you know exactly where the contact point is, where the sharper breaks off, the whole ball of wax by keeping it straight. But if you try to do it with trying to follow contours, I watch them. Here's a nice clean bar, and here they're coming down there. They got the beard and the depth out. Come around here and they make a perfect pass. They make a perfect pass. Right on around, come right on down here. Here comes the lure right over dry ground and here right down the side. If you see that happen, many times I've seen a guy with a depth sounder coming around this bar, and here's another one coming up here, and both of them got their mouth, head and beard and the depth sounder. They don't even know either one's around till they hit. And a lot of times they got them bared, and I watch it. Here they come, and just bingo, right, hit the shoreline. You got to look at the terrain. Down in Florida, we have fellas working break line. He doesn't watch the terrain. And he's following that so close that he's supposed to, he don't know which way is shallow and which is deep. And when he gets through, he looks up, he doesn't even know where he is in the lake. You got to constantly, just all the time, constantly look at that shoreline. Look at the stuff above the water before you start a real interpretation of what's downstairs. If you don't watch it, you'll never learn, get to the point where you'll understand by looking at the terrain what's downstairs. So you got to constantly be looking at the terrain as you're running instructions. And down in Florida, these guys that never look, you ought to see them. They get lost, and we have to take them out there and say, look where you are. And then go on back, look where you are. Go back, look where you are. And pretty soon, I'll run Florida that these guys are amazed by how I can run these big lakes and don't use the depth sounder. Because I know about where every turn is, and then my lure is feel it. I can feel it come in and feel it. And I start slowly coming back out. I'm looking at the terrain now. So if I know where the big bends come, and then I pretty soon slowly come back, because I want to work both sides of that break line. No way you can stay right on it. You don't want to stay right on it. Slow. Back it slow. No problem. Buried in the depth sounder, and you have this abrupt changing, you're all over the lake. Your lure's always out of position. Take it easy. You don't have to be, the boat doesn't have to be right on the money.
It's the lure to know where the lure is.
But you want your lure right. So, but you slowly, you don't know whether fish are on this side of the break line or up on it. That's the boy in Florida, you better establish where they are. And some of them, a lot of them, you got to establish where they are. So how do you do that? I'll give that in the first part. when you're working the shallow, following contours, slowly, slowly, slowly. I do the same thing on a deep break line. Just keep it turned slow. I'm not talking about speed, I'm talking about the maneuvering of the boat. And then it makes it easier. I see guys fighting that tiller, trying to stay on the break line. Oh, just take it easy. If you get up on it, so what? Get back on it. If it's a good break line, whether they're here or there or here, you're going to pop them. You're going to locate them that way. But if you're trying to jerk around, I don't know where my lure is. It's up here, isn't it? The tiller wants to be kind of slow. Don't worry about staying exactly on the line. Then this way you can establish where they are. Whether they're here, right on it, or below it. Right. Somebody check that hole. Then these fish, you can locate where they are.
You say though, in the deeper water, they're pretty dormant, more so than up a little bit higher?
Yeah, they can be, the guideline will tell you they can be so deep or so dormant that they're almost impossible to catch. But you and I are safe due to the fact that they're not in this state all the time. Once or twice the average day, they will become active and may move toward the shallow. How far they go is controlled by the weather and water. But during this activity period, you can pop them. Now let's say that you got an area that looks good, and you don't catch any fish in it. Someday you're out here, and all at once the fish become active. The mistake is made. You like that area, but as soon as the fish become active, say right here, just scoot down here and check that out.
Oh, go to the better structure.
It's a good structure that hasn't produced. But by having activity period, don't worry about that. If these fish become active here, so does these, so does these, so does these. And so you're going to have to establish this, and in order to get down in here, where the best place down in here in the sanctuary depth is during when the activity period occurs. A lot of times the activity period will occur. I've been down to 80 feet. An activity period occurred, I caught them. Didn't last long, but no migration. And in Lake Mead one time I went to 125 feet before I got the first bass. It's pretty deep.
So you're better off fishing shallow to find when the activity period is, then go to the structures you've mapped.
Not necessarily. Find a structure.
Yeah.
And don't expect them to be in under 8 or 10 feet, you know, where it's a good bar. You put it this way. Here's the guideline that I use, and it's in the book. The sanctuary depth will always be below 20 feet if available. Now, therefore, if you hit any fish anywhere inside of that, and you've got the other depth, these fish are on the move. See that little key that you have? And when you hit them, say at 18 feet, go check the areas that you want to see if they're moving there.
Deeper.
Because I like 17 to 18 because it's inside that 20 feet. But if I don't hit them, I'll go below that. I'll just keep going. If I don't, if I know that I'm fishing right, correctly, I'm controlling my depth of feet correctly, and I don't hit one, and I'm doing it on the right structure, I have only one other thing. I'm not fishing quite deep enough at this period. Now later on, if I want to wait, but then I'm taking a chance. It's always nice if they'll come, and a lot of people, I'm included, will say, well, maybe they'll come after a while. That don't happen sometimes. So you got to go on down. That if I've done this thing right, I haven't caught any fish. Now where are they? There's only one place they can be. Downstairs. And right now they're catching so many fish down south in Chickamauga, the whole TVA chain. Not all of them coming from 40 feet. Bass. Just every cast, I could get one down there. After they locate them with wire on the troll, they're hitting the base break line, and then they go to the cast. The big boy that was here this morning, last couple weeks, he's been catching, I think he and his partner caught about 200 or 300, up to 6 to 7 pounds down there, downstairs. You have to realize that deep water zone is fish. Here's where a lot
It's
of
all
fish in
flats.
this area right now.
Why were they there? Why were the fish there? From what you've told us in the you know, to look for the contour lines that are closer together.
In here. It's some break lines in there. The weather conditions and other things that fish are up here. I think the walleyes, now these are northern, and maybe some bass, but the walleyes, I think the walleye situation in catching night, I've heard that since I was a little kid. But in all my promotions and all my fishing, I don't like to fish at night. So I have to work it out where I catch them in the daytime. They're still in the lake. But it makes it easy at night. But I don't like to wander around out there with those mosquitoes. They'll bite you. Right. But I want somebody to check this one out here. And that's not deep. You can down 25 feet. And see if that is true. Boy, you cut your stuff on hard.
Nice on it. Yeah.
What did you weigh? What do you think you weighed? 15, 16, 17?
Oh, he didn't go that big.
Oh, that was an awful big fish.
Nice northern.
I got some awful good
He
pictures.
came right here.
Where'd you get it?
Right there.
Right on the tip of that thing.
Boy, these cuts in there,
Yeah.
they're just loaded. I mean, they're laid in there, them cuts. I caught 4 and I had another 8 or 10 on. And I've been catching them in there all week.
They were inside those?
Oh yeah, they're in the cuts on the ends, but there's little points, little thumbs come off this, come off of them cuts. They're on them too.
Each dock, yeah.
Yeah, there's smaller ones are on here, and there's a bunch of cuts over in here.
Yeah, I found them.
Yeah, and Thursday I had 9 on.
Oh, they had that.
Yeah,
I
had one.
It's all over the place.
I had a pretty good one, 10, 12 pounds on. But most of that I
You
caught
sold
was
14-foot stuff in there.
Oh yeah, yeah, what's in
14,
there?
15, 16.
Yep. That's where I got them.
That's where they are.
14, 15, 16.
Did you see that little hump in the middle
Oh
of that block?
yeah.
Ooh, it was on both sides.
I trod the top of it. Didn't hit nothing. A lot of stuff on it. There's got to be walleyes in there. Them guys are fishing the heck out of that. Them walleye guys, jigs and night crawlers.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some walleyes. They're probably catching some on top of there.
You know, with small lures or big lures, see, that'll go 25, 15. You can check that thing out with a 100.
Yeah, the wife, we started this way this morning. Let's see. And right around here, she caught a smallmouth and had 5 more on down in through here somewhere. Well, I think one of them was right here. And down in here, she had 4 or 5 smallmouth on down.
Well, that's what I say.
Nice area.
Some walleyes in there, too.
Yeah, probably are.
Yeah.
Well, they might have been walleyes. She had 4 or 5 fish on down through here, but one of them was a smallmouth. Well, 2 of them was because
now, there was something I'd go out.
she lost a fish and made another fish.
I just throw my lure in the water and get the smallmouth and largemouth.
You're right here.
Yeah, a little barge in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Every time you get that thing just right, you got one.
This is a good area. Fish down. There's kind of a break line on the outside out here on the points at 17 feet. And then as you get back in, it's about 15 feet. And then I work my way up 15 feet. Then I turn around, and if I hit one, I turn around and come back. Of course, when I go around this way, I have to come back and hit the line again to make sure I hit it right.
Did you do anything on that one right there?
Yeah, that's where I got the best one right there. That's where I got that one this morning right there.
That's my favorite.
And so when
I didn't see it.
when I have the
Like this, keep the tail from dragging it around.
when I have the deep water out this way, in my boat over the top, then I'd run 15 feet and I'd run 9 layers, and it just tick that wood down there, Just tick that one. Well, you're more than ticket, you get hung too, Boy, the fish is in there. I mean to tell you, that thing is got the northerns, and when they get active, boy, you can have them on. They're not all big, but they're sure a lot of them. Sure pop.
Have you fished the area before?
No, first time. No, this is I did get down in here, and there's a lot of fellas been working this down in here. And a lot of fellas working that, so I just stayed kind of down this end. But we did get down in there this morning. The wife and
A lot of people
back in there. We was back in there too. So
a lot of northern back.
So what we did is we just came back, and there's only a couple bass fishermen in bass boats there, and about 10 o'clock, clouds come, and that's when they went this morning. That's when they started.
Okay, where are we at right now?
We're
Over here, someplace over here.
no, we're over here.
Oh, okay.
Then it is right straight
Yeah,
across.
it is right through the
this area they fish at night. Walleyes, I bet. Yeah. Here too. They in here. I must have spent about a month out here.
I thought it was up right now.
Walleyes got one. Right
Yeah. Okay, let's see, Don. Ah, Northern Pike. The first northern you caught?
Southern pike. They were caught by a transplanted Yankee.
By a transplanted lake. You're a southerner now. Those are nice.
Somewhere.
Those are the first pike you've ever caught?
Yeah.
Well, not bad. Not bad at all.
I wish they had lived. The others lived, these didn't.
Those are nice.
Although Mike tried CPR on them.
He did?
He gave it
Okay.
a big effort. He must have tried half an hour.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I think
I think you have to bring your own.
4.
Got the rolling tackle shop going, Terry?
Hey, don't film this. My wife is my...
Yeah,
You might see this.
Oh, okay.
just don't see any cash transactions.
Okay.
Just kind of keep those.
Just a verbal agreement. I'll take that box.
Off the record when we pay up here. This is strictly advertising here.
All right. Okay, we're ready to go eat in a few minutes.
I gotta get some stuff.
Hey, Bill, show me what you're doing in there.
Hey, look at here. Holy sausages.
Oh, man.
Is that all you got
Those
left?
look good.
Oh, we got.
Coming out nice, isn't it?
We're just starting.
About 70? Looks like a crowd.
70 to 80.
Yeah.
Why do they make it in such fine print?
Casey's got his camera out.
That's right. Hey, looks good. What you got there? Beans and...
Hot dog, coleslaw, all that good stuff.
All right.
Hi, Chase.
Hi there, Bill.
You got some